A warm good morning to my dear students. So today we are going to see about dynamics. So dynamics is one another part of mechanics, which includes kinematics and kinetics. So what is kinematics? So kinematics deals about the description of motion of the particle, for example, position, velocity, acceleration, and time, without considering the forces that causes the motion. Whereas kinetics determines the motion of the particle by including the forces that is associated with the motion. So now we will see about distance and displacement. Distance is a scalar quantity that refers how much distance an object has covered during its motion. Whereas displacement is a vector quantity that refers to how far an object is. That is, how far an object has moved from its original position to a new position. So now here there is an example to differentiate between distance and displacement. A particle has moved. A person, we can take a person. He walks 4 meters towards east and then 2 meters towards south and again 4 meters towards west and again finally 2 meters towards north. Now, the total distance covered by this particular man is sum of all the distances he has moved. That is 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2, which is equal to 12 meters. Whereas the displacement is 0 because he has started from the position which is 4 meters that of east and finally he has reached the same position, so there is no displacement. The initial position and final position of the person is the same, so the displacement is 0, whereas the distance covered by him is 12 meters. Velocity. So what is velocity refers to? Velocity is nothing but the rate at which an object changes its position. Now you imagine like this: a person moving rapidly, one step forward and one step backward, and it always returns to its original stated position. It might result in a frenzy of an activity because it would result in zero velocity because the person always returns to the original position. Then the motion would never result in a change in position. So velocity is defined as the rate at which the position changes. But as far as this person is concerned, there is no change in position. The velocity is 0. So the rate at which an object changes its position is called as velocity, and it's a vector quantity. Now, what do you mean by average speed? So average speed is determined by this following equation: distance traveled by time taken. Whereas average velocity is often computed using this formula, displacement by time. Let me explain with this with an example. An object is moving with a constant speed of 6 meters per second. The time in seconds and motion here it's tabulated. During the first second, the object has moved to a position of 6 meters. Whereas in the second it is moved to 12 meters. Whereas in the third second, it has moved to 18 meters. And in the fourth second, it has moved to 24 meters. Now consider this another object. It is moving with a changing speed. The first second it has moved to position 1 meter. The second it has moved to position 4 meters. In the third second it has moved to position 9 meters. And in the fourth second it has moved to a position of 16 meters. Next topic, that is acceleration. Acceleration is defined as the rate at which an object changes its velocity. So acceleration is indicated by A is equal to dv by dt. Now there's an important case here. So there are three cars moving. A car which is red in color, green in color, and blue in color. Now acceleration is equal to dv by dt. Which car that is cars red, green and blue are undergoing an acceleration, and which car experiences the greatest acceleration? These are the two questions. Now I am put forwarding to you to answer. So we'll see in the continuing lectures.